Everybody rise. Pastor Hudson, please, your invitation.
Let's pray. Dear God, we come to you this evening. We thank you for this day. We thank you for our freedoms we have in this country since we're here at a civic meeting. We thank you for our safety. Lord, tonight we take a moment to pray for those who do protect us. We pray for our military and soldiers around the globe and even here to protect us. We thank you for our policemen and firemen that do so much for us 24 hours a day while we're resting and sleeping. We thank you for them. Lord, we thank you in this city, the city of Dunbar, for all of our workers. We have such good workers here in this town and employees. We thank you for that. Be with us in this meeting tonight if you would give us wisdom as we work through some issues. Thank you again for your blessings on our nation. In your name we pray. Amen.
Very good.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Clerk Faulkner, we have the roll call, please.
Steve Arnott.
Here.
Mike Scipio.
Here.
Ray Hudson.
Here.
Doug Fletchman.
Here.
Greg Wolf.
Here.
Bonnie Thompson. Present. Jim Hughes.
Here.
Linda Boggs. Here.
Quorum being present, I declare the Dunbar City Council meeting of February the 19th, 2019 in order. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes for the February 4th, 2019 council meeting. I move we approve those minutes.
Second.
There's been a motion by Councilman Fletchman to approve the minutes of the February 4th, 2019 council meeting, seconded by Councilman Wolf. Any questions, comments? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes for the February 7th, 2019 special council meeting.
Move we approve each meeting.
Second. There's been a motion by Councilman Scipio to approve the minutes of the February 7th, 2019 special council meeting, seconded by Councilman Fletchman. Any questions, comments? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is invoices for payment.
Mr. Chairman, we paid our invoices for this period totaling $126,381.70.
There's been a motion by Councilman Hudson to approve the invoices in the amount of $126,381.70, seconded by Councilman Scipio. Any questions or comments?
Let me make just a quick comment, Mayor. For those of you that are here in the audience that are not here in the finance meeting, sometimes it appears we'll quickly just, yeah, we're gonna pay that. But in the finance meeting, we take time and go through line by line every single invoice. So rest assured, when we get to this meeting, it's already been closely looked at and recommended by finance. So we're not flipping with your money. It's already been thoroughly vetted. So, but it does seem quick now.
Any further comments? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is approval to reimburse Kanawha County Commission $5,627.37 for costs in the November 6, 2018 levy election.
So moved.
There's been a motion by Councilman Scipio to approve payment to the Kanawha County Commission of $5,627.37 for costs associated with the November 6, 2018 levy election, seconded by Councilman Arnett. Any questions or comments? I thought they were going to say this is a pretty big reduction in what we had normally seen for the cost of elections.
It's a huge savings. It usually averages 30 to 35,000 for an election.
So, partnering with one of the general elections, we saved a substantial amount of money by changing our election cycle. Any further questions, comments? Being none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. Motion carries. Okay, we're down to reports from officers and committees. Police Chief.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. First and foremost, I want to thank the Reserve for the work that's been done. I know you increased their budget of $2,200. 3 officers I didn't have to have down there on time. I have to prioritize, saved you about $400 for that event. But thanks to Chief and Captain, proud of you guys down on the work you did. Professional, no complaints that I heard of. On March 14th at 7 p.m. with the Women's Club, the police department along with the Women's Club is going to host a Kanawha County Emergency Management is going to come down to a first aid class. That's what the invitation you have that I passed out earlier. We will pass that out to the public as we finalize it. It's open, it's free, and it's a good training. If you want to join us that month. Other than that, our license plate reader's been busy, our fingerprint scanner's been busy. I'll take any questions anyone has.
How many people have caught their license plate reader so far?
Well, the day of the critter dinner, we recovered a stolen vehicle and a stolen license plate from that.
These lucky
The
too.
fingerprint scanner, we had a female the other day on a vehicle stop. She was fictitious in her sayings, and she was actually a felon in possession of a firearm.
So it's paid for itself already.
Yes.
Chief, did you say March the 14th?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
7
you.
p.m. Women's Club.
Any further questions, comments? Fire Chief.
Everyone. 2 things to report on the ladder truck. The company that is repairing that truck came and got one of the pieces the other day. Told me that they would have it hopefully this week repaired. Not yet so far, but hopefully this week. And smoke alarms, we talked a little bit earlier. Many years we applied through State Farm. They've changed their priorities and we are not getting that grant for smoke alarms this year. However, I have been reached out to from a couple of regional companies and I'll have an announcement coming out on those. We'll put it out on social media to try to get some of those out to the most needed areas. So we'll be making an announcement on that as soon as we can. So I encourage anyone that knows local business that wants to donate to that cause for smoke alarms, contact me, let me know. They can get in contact with me. That's all I have. Nothing is broken, nothing major. Everything's been a good week. Thank God. I'll take any questions. All right. Thank you.
Public Works, Mr. Elliott.
Mayor, council, citizens, I want to thank you all. The truck has been delivered. The snowplow is on the truck. I'm waiting on the company to call me about putting the bed liner in it so we can put the salt spreader in it.
I thought you were going to say wait for the snow.
Yeah.
Okay, don't say
Believe me,
that.
I asked him, I said, are you sure?
That's
That's
okay.
That's good, because then it'll be due for next year. We've been finishing up the alleys. I think if anybody knows of any alley, I think I'm pretty caught up on all of them that's been needing concrete. I got some, what is it called? No, the patch. Cold patch to fix some of the alleys that are blacktop already. I've got it down there. I just haven't had a chance with the rain and cold coming. It's hard to get done. And we've just about completed one side of the road out to the lake to make sure nobody does donuts in the middle of the field. So that's it. I'll take any questions if anybody has it.
I don't like bringing this up in front of everybody, but may I ask when our alley will be fixed?
Your alley's about 6
replaced.
inches of water in it at all times, and it's not a pothole.
But the garbage truck is one that's tore all to pieces, and it's done it over years and years.
We'll look at it as quick as the weather will let us.
Okay, because it's got big holes in it now, and it was all blacktop.
Hey Scott, is there any way that I know that we've talked about this before, that right there where the water comes over Ross Lane Road, right here at Park Drive?
I planned on going up there today and looking at it, and I didn't get a chance. We're gonna see if there's a drain that goes under the road, and if there is, that we may have to get with,
There's a drain right at the southern end of Mulcraft
Yes,
property that's probably,
that's a state drain and they won't do anything with it.
well, but I mean, we can run our Vector truck up here and
That's
past
that's past the problem.
It's collapsed.
That's south of the problem.
The
problem is at Parkwood.
Yeah,
That's
it's
fine.
going toward, Circle Drive, it's on that end of it, and I don't know. if
probably the
there's
ditch
drain
line on
going.
the other side of the road probably needs to be pulled.
I appreciate you coming out that morning, we had an accident there, and then, it took a state of iron 15 minutes to get there. It took y'all about 10 minutes, and you still had to load your.
I'm not keeping salt in the salt
Kind of
trucks.
a real bad accident, but it still tied up things over for about an hour and a half. So, and it's like that every time it rains, snows and it rains and gets cold.
My guys know that if they're going out to check the hills and everything, to hit that at the same time right now.
I have a quick question. No, I'm full of questions. Roxanne Road, right there at Garden Drive, the old Best Grocery Store.
Yes.
The state ditched out the other side of that road going back towards West Larson Street. Is there any way you suggest to them to do that?
They are
side?
talking about it. I've talked to them to find out what their plans were, and they
It's
said they plan
terrible.
on coming down.
Didn't they concrete part of that?
They did. Yeah, it's concrete in the curve right across from that, but it goes on down and, right before you get to the fire station, it crosses the road there.
Right.
We took care of the one problem for the state, across from Roxana Gospel Tabernacles parking lot. We got it opened up, and eventually we're gonna get off that way and try to take care of that if they don't come. But they've got that ditch witch, been digging it out, and they said they were gonna try to come all the way.
But that all happened years ago when they built the Oaks Apartments. They did not make them put the proper drainage in. Yeah, and I just wondered if the state would do something about it because it's dangerous. I'll shut up.
Okay, Sanitary Department, Matt Dawson.
Mayor, council, guests, right now we're doing some in-house maintenance on some things, plant. And as soon as we get a good break in the weather, we plan to take care of the drain at the top of 16th, 17th Alley on Dunbar Avenue. That's pretty much all I have, so any questions or comments?
You didn't mention that we hosted
Oh, okay. We did host a seminar for the Water Environment Association today at the City Park. We had, 52 in attendance? So we kind of opened the city and the park to the rest of the state so people could see what we have to offer.
it was a safety program for wastewater operators across the state. Next is Building Inspector, Mr. Leishman.
Mayor, council, been working on some demo projects on, those are my main focus right now. 213 Dunbar Avenue, which was given to us, is getting ready to be torn down, hopefully Thursday. I have the asbestos guy coming in tomorrow to remove the small area of asbestos, and it'll be free for demo. Jack said it'll probably be here Thursday or Friday, so that'll be 1 ounce organ.
You just got a memo today that says you have to wait till 10 days.
No,
I just got the memo.
That was my waiver. I did have to sweet talk the state into giving me a 10-day waiver. You gotta wait, when you do it, if there's asbestos, you have to wait 10 days before you can demo it, and I called them, and they gave you a waiver.
I like Hugh's answer.
I was just testing him.
And our historic landmark down there on Myers and 19th that went to bid today in the newspaper. So it's set up that the bids are due the 28th by 4 o'clock. Bid opening is Friday morning at 10 o'clock. We will present it to you all on the 4th at council and pick our contractor, and they have 20 days to begin and 7 days to complete. So it will be gone by the end of March, before the end of March.
By April Fool's Day?
March 27th.
Yeah.
Or somewhere in that area. So, I'm sure everybody in town will be glad to get rid of that eyesore nuisance.
Don't forget to let us put that on the agenda, because we'll forget since it's on Friday.
Okay. Put that on the agenda.
Because you know what happens, that's usually what happens.
We've got a couple other houses. I gave Steve some paperwork for another house the other day. It's been back and forth because of issues with it, but we do have 215 West Virginia Avenue. I finally got hold of the guy from 135 that we already had a lien against the property, and he's having some issues with relatives about donating it to us. So I'm gonna see if I can get that sorted out in the next few weeks and see what we can do there. Keep giving me money and I'll keep tearing the stuff down. And this 213, so far we only have $1,330 invested in the parcel. That's all we'll have. We're doing pretty good on that. That's all I got. Any questions from anybody, comments?
What about 21st and Fletcher, sir? The cinder block house has been boarded up.
If you can get somebody to do something with that,
Well, I know it's been an issue.
it's in escrow or in, the
Federal government.
federal government has hold of that. Oh my God. Yes. You can ask Steve how that. Oh, I've had guys call me about it. I've got one contractor who's making chomping at the bit again. Because the bones are still good. It just needs gutted and redone. But, you know, Medicare won't do anything.
It's got a Medicare lien and hold on it, and so, and they won't respond or talk to us about anything, so it's.
Legality.
Yeah, and we maintain, the family's pretty much given up maintaining it. So,
I know they
guys
got the property
generously
cleaned
come
off
down
now, yeah.
you know, it doesn't even do it good for the lien against it, to recover our money, because we'll never see it.
That's a big help, just keeping all the brush and grass and stuff off.
Yeah, last summer, we went down tore down bushes and trees, anything that was a nuisance to the neighbors, and cleaned up, so it's, and if we keep them like that, then it will be less likely that the backpackers will try and.
Right, it helps a whole lot, yes, sir. Thank all of you.
Where we at on the restrooms out one, so
I am waiting on him to call me back. He was working on another project. I'll see if I can get hold of him tomorrow. And
I think the mayor made us a promise that it's gonna be done in January, but it's February now. Now we're going on to March, so I'm gonna start putting it on the mayor, I don't know.
He did say January, but to my knowledge, he never gave a date of the year.
Good answer, Hugh.
I'll give you the answer my barber gave me the other day.
That's quick.
I was in there and he said, boy, look outside, it's raining the second time this year. And everybody looked at him puzzled and said, what are you talking about? He said, first time it rained for 2 months, this time it's rained for 4 months. So, I mean, I wish the weather was cooperative to do demolition and construction, but it just hadn't panned out.
Don't feel bad. I talked to a contractor yesterday. This guy's trying to get a slip fixed. And the contractor told him that he had to wait for 10 days of straight, 10 days rain free. The last time that happened was April 14th of last year.
Wow. Okay, anything else? Mr. Jones?
Thank you, Mayor. thank everybody who helped, came out and volunteered their time, cooked and everything for over the weekend for the critter dinner. My favorite volunteer, thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for the Boy Scouts, police department, fire department. I get so human this time. You came out, Public Works, Connie, all the council, the mayor, thank you all for coming out. The big shout out goes to the cooks, Mike Durham. Mike has been doing this. This was my like 23rd year. Mike's been doing it longer than me. He did get a little sicker around 1:30. We couldn't find him, but he was okay. He was home to take his medication. Got everything cleaned up, put away, back pretty good. We did pay the band. The band charges double this year, so I took them 2 pieces of shark apiece instead of 1 last year. Yeah, I mean, you know, Mike Durham, he puts everything into it, and we had Fort Harshbarger come on this year, helping out with the deep fry. Billy Huffman, works at Manager Gomar, came out and helped out. Mike Kane, which I didn't get to taste of his meatloaf. I don't know if anybody else did. I didn't get a chance to. Lawrence, everybody just came in. Everybody just.
Tony Shirky.
Who's he?
I'll tell you, so.
No, Tony, Sarah, Mike Kane's wife, everybody came in. It was a good day. I know the mayor got told. Should we tell us if you want to?
You can tell.
All right. I talked to Judge Dana Hayes, him and Pam now run the food pantry over here. They did along with the Boy Scouts, did the donations out front, the food and the cash donations. They told me today that he got 1,635 food items, non-perishable food items, and last he told me it was 1,581 in cash donations, which they did say they found $5 somewhere, so it may be like $15.90 now.
Somehow we got 81 cents on a $5 contribution.
Yeah. I don't know.
Somebody cleaned out the box.
Somebody just gave him change. This year, Dana Hayes, Judge Hayes went with a clicker counter for people. He got about 651 people came through the line.
It should see more than that.
It does.
Some people came to the side.
Some people came to the side, but it was another great day for Dunbar. The weather worked out perfect. We did say it was a little snow, rain. Everything worked out so good. I want to thank everybody who came out and did that. We can look forward to next year. Now, this next thing's coming up in a couple of weeks, March 2nd, the flea market. It opens up at 9. We still got one of these spaces available. I think we got up to like 30, maybe a little bit more, 30 people coming to sale, which is really good. It's just another thing to bring people into Dunbar. We will run a concession stand, just do like hot dogs, something small. We don't need a whole bunch of people after that. Maybe get a little bit of maybe reserves come down there. This is not going to be probably as big as what the other one is, but that's March 2nd at the rec center. It's the inside one, and that starts at 9 o'clock. If anybody else wants to set up a table or whatever, contact us at the rec center, and we'll get you signed up. Other than that, Mayor, I have nothing else on public.
Just one thing, Scott indicated that he was up at Laura Anderson Lake working on kind of trying to secure the property. Last fall, we had somebody go in and totally destroy the grass area where the spillway is and created a huge erosion problem. So he's been up there this week putting railroad ties in to create a barrier to keep people from getting into that area. Then we'll be meeting with DNR, tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock to discuss it, but the lake is open now that we've got that area secured for the trout stocking season, but it's not going to be open, of an evening. It's going to close at dusk, and if the weather is real bad, we won't have it open because we spend a lot of money trying to maintain that road for accessibility, and people just get up here and tear it up. So
Now it's open to foot traffic, right?
it's open to foot traffic.
When are they gonna start it?
They've already stocked it. on the first, and they'll stock it again. Probably
March.
first week of March, sometimes end of February, first week of March, they'll go and stock the shop again.
They stopped it in January.
Yes. We had to meet them up there for that.
So we are working on a plan, and if people can stop vandalizing it, we'll keep it open as much as we can, but we just want to make sure that it's protected to the greatest extent possible so that people that do want to enjoy it can enjoy it. I had a request this morning and didn't get a chance to fully vet it before. Anyway, there's a lady called and wanted to do a, what is it called, backpack food for the kids that are out of school because the teachers are striking, the kids don't get food. So there's a program out there, I guess some of the teachers sponsor, and they wanted Dunbar Rec Center as a location where that they could do the backpack food where kids could come and get their backpack snack or whatever it is. And I told them that was perfectly fine as long as they have someone there to pick up the food from the nutrition center or wherever it is and bring it down and sit there and be the ones distributing the food, that we didn't have the personnel and the staff available to monitor that. So I don't know whether that's going to happen. I didn't get back to her till later on today with some other things going on. So I don't know if it'll be open tomorrow or the next day, depending on what the strike is. But we have extended that offer once I figured out exactly what all was going on.
And I will find out in the morning.
The schools are closed again.
They are. Yes, they are.
Okay. Any public comments or questions? Yes, sir.
Yeah, for fishing, do I have to have a trout stamp?
Yes, you do.
If you have your senior,
I'm almost 80.
it should already, if you got the seniors, you should have got the trout stamp and everything with it at that time. But you just need to look at your license to make sure how it's stamped.
And they give them a license.
No, yes, you have to pay like $25 and you get it for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Lifetime,
Lifetime.
lifetime fishing license.
You're right, you're right.
I'm gonna take you up to it.
You don't, your dad don't go.
All right. Talk to your nephew about that. Anybody else? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say something to y'all. Greg, you did a fantastic job last night,
Thank you,
okay?
appreciate it.
I know what you're going through, being out there. I'm not gonna discuss it unless you want to tell them about, but I thank you for what you did last night.
No problem, appreciate it. What he's referring to is, I got a call last night about, I don't know, probably 10 or 9, that there were some homeless around the house down in 16th Street, and I went down there and caught them coming out the building. And it's 3 houses right in a row that's been a problem child. And I did get a hold of I want to thank you. He got me a phone number that worked. They're sending people out there tomorrow that people are probably going to be evicted. But they're going to send a crew out there to inspect the lawyers. That's who owned that property.
Yeah, I've dealt with them for years since out Charleston.
No, they were upset when I told them what was going on.
What's that same crew that owns that other side?
You know who they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll start over here on this end.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna be here and that's right away.
Thank you, Doug, for the superb job you did on the critter den.
Thanks for letting me kiss.
And everybody, oh, yeah, I embarrassed you, I'm sorry. I kissed you. That's all.
Yeah, we better move on. One, the critter dinner was a very good success, and all your crew did a wonderful job. And also just a note for the food pantry, it was referenced because the food went there. They are going through a restructuring process as far as their leadership and their board structure, which is a very positive thing for our community. So the fact they're in a meeting now, same time this is going on, and some restructuring, and they meet with our Ministerial Association of Navarra. And so there's great progress being made in that. The food pantry had some struggles. I mean, I think I'll make a comeback. And again, that was a big help with the Boy Scouts collecting all the food and things there. And then one last thing, our budget meeting was during the last finance meeting today. And for those of you citizens, we're making progress. We'll have it on the first reading on March the 4th and the second on March the 8th. And I want to thank everybody that's involved in this, the mayor and the clerk for getting it ready. There's a lot of time involved getting that ready, the paperwork for us, and then the finance committee and the rest of council all came tonight, and all the department heads, and we've been here since 4:30 this afternoon. So it's a very long, tiring day, and we got a lot of stuff done. So I thank all of them for their work, and all the department heads for sharing what they wished or needed. The needs we try to get, the wishes we'll work on. But thanks to everybody for all your help, and we're working very hard to try to be good stewards of your tax money.
Have nothing to see me there.
I'm good.
I just want to thank all of our department heads for the great job they do. I mean, this city is looking really, really good, and I just appreciate everyone's help. And thanking Eric again, I mean, getting that phone number helped a lot. I think it's going to solve the problem in that area on 16th Street.
I had a reserve officer speak to me, and they said that Bill did a wonderful job coordinating everything with the reserve officers, and he really appreciated, he thought everything went really smooth at the critter down.
I don't have anything to say. Thanks for everybody for coming out, and ditto everything that Mr. Hudson said to everybody.
Well, thanks to Bob and all of your people down there that did the critter dinner. I love working the critter dinner. My only disappointment was we ran out the black bear meatloaf before I got any.
That's because Doug was eating
We ran out of beans.
Yeah.
That's surprising. Usually beans.
Yeah, we ran out of beans and cornbread.
Oh, wow. I ran out of ramps. We ran out of, the ramps were for a last minute thing. We threw in there, but, it's been a long time since we ran out of everything.
Yeah.
You know, we had left over a little bit of gumbo, that was it. I mean, there's nothing left in her at all.
Well, some man said that.
Sullivan was eating a lot of stuff that she was serving.
Some man said that gumbo was the best.
I saw that pork plate, it was a bunch.
I'm gonna have to taste it this year.
So one man said he's ate gumbo around the world. That's the best gumbo he's ever
I'm
had.
still mad at my best friend too. Somebody's
Turtle soup was excellent.
First time in 30 years I get to eat.
There's nothing else. I got one more thing. There's going to be a gathering on February the 23rd. There's a group of people going to meet over at the parking lot by the library, and it's I don't know, really a protest or an organized
Day of mourning for
a day of mourning, basically centered around the New York abortion law that was just passed. So if you all want to come out and support that,
11 a.m.
be glad to see you.
11 a.m. So
Yeah.
we're black.
We're black.
tonight's the Superman.
See through the house.
There's no
If you can see it.
Mr. Mayor?
You're back there. Bub, is that, the critter dinner, is it always a set date?
It's always the third, Saturday in February.
I've always scheduled my own call week. I've never had to come to that.
Well, the next year you won't call it off, because you need to be there. It's all, I'll even give you a VIP sticker.
Well, that's what we all now.
You don't understand. I mean, he was really wound up about who was going to get a sticker and how we were going to get them where they wanted. So we were super structure organized this year. I mean, it was, we had everything planned down to the T. I think it went extremely smooth this year.
Mr. Mayor, for the good of the order, if there's no other city business, I move we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Sorry.